Hi, it's Bill Middleton of Keller Realty, and we're here for a coaching tip just for a couple of minutes to talk about feature versus benefit selling compared to pleasure versus pain selling. Ultimately, we know emotion always makes people act, so that's what we're going to talk about with this graph today. First, I'd like to thank Diana Kokoska, President of MAPS Coaching, for bringing this idea to us through the BOLD program, and I'm here to share it with you today. You know, the typical form of selling is what we would call feature benefit selling. It's all about what I as the agent can do for you, what my marketing plan can do for you. It's kind of what we'd call telling and selling. What we're finding is that that's not quite as effective as pleasure versus pain tactics or sales techniques, if you will. So I'm going to walk you through a couple of examples. First of all, let's think about a seller. Perhaps you have a seller who's overpriced right now, and getting a price reduction would be really, really good. The first thing I'd like for you to look at is how can you take them through the sort of emotional journey, them thinking that right now their present situation is positive. Yeah, they're on the market, but they haven't sold, but they think it's okay. And you ask them this question. You say, I completely respect that you think it's okay, but is it really? And when you use June's statistics, it's really, really powerful. I'm looking here, there are 317 homes that pended in the month of June and 346 homes that closed in the month of June. That's over 763 transactions. So if you called your seller and you said, I was just looking at June's data and there were 763 houses that pended or closed and yours wasn't one of them, what do we need to do to get it to a point where that becomes one of them? That's how we're going to take them from positive present to negative present, because they realize they're not in the cool kids club anymore. So now we've got to move them to negative future. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if we were still here a year from now trying to sell your home, how would that make you feel? If we were still here 3 years from now, how would that make you feel? Move them along this sort of pain continuum here, and then help show them how you're going to solve the problem by creating the positive future. That's where you're going to really find the action. Now, you and I know that that's all about a price reduction, but us telling them that versus us moving them through this emotional journey are two very different things. Now, let's look at it from a buyer perspective. Let's say you have a buyer who's on the fence. They're not really ready to pull the trigger yet, but you know they should because they found the right home now. You ask them this question. If I had to call you tomorrow and tell you that somebody else bought this house, how would that make you feel? Better yet, if I had to call you tomorrow, tell you that someone else bought this house, and now option 2 and option 3 were also off the table because pending sales are up year over year, and you had to settle on option 4 or 5 at more money, how would that make you feel? So why don't we go ahead and put in a solid offer on this property today and get things moving forward? Move them into that positive future. So, to summarize, stop telling and selling, start asking better questions. Move them through this pleasure versus pain process. You'll get those price reductions and you'll get the buyers off the fence. Make it a great day.